Good old people, we are Tottenham TV. Another day in paradise, and we look forward to Fulham away on Sunday. We're going to be predicting every single game for you guys with a bit of help from you, because I'm sure me and Sim are going to get into some arguments on what some of the scores are going to be. So we're going to need your help to settle the scores. So we're going to predict every game and see how likely relegation actually is this season. So that's going to come a bit later. But yeah, Fulham away, Sim.
Fulham away. It's one of those games where on paper you're thinking, you should go there, go there to take at least a point. We
say that every year.
And it's always harder than you think, isn't it, Fulham away? It's one of those pesky games where you underestimate the opposition. But we're in no mood to underestimate anyone right now, I think it's fair to say.
Got battered there under Ange, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
I think earlier in the season, we've lost to them already this season, haven't we?
We have.
At home.
2-0 down after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, we set a Premier League record, I think, for quickest to go 2-0 down, something like that.
I think regardless, Spurs have always found it difficult home and away. Not always, but in recent years, found it really difficult against Fulham. And yeah, I think it's a real tall order to go there this weekend and get a result.
I wouldn't say it's a tall order, but it's a tall order for us right now.
That's why I said it's a tall order.
It's not like Fulham are not some great, they're beatable. They're not an amazing team. They're a decent team.
You don't need to be an amazing team for it to be a tall order for Spurs.
I understand that, but I would say I go there expecting to get something. I'm not going there expecting to lose, put it that way.
I'm going there expecting it to be a real tough game and not expecting to take anything home. As much as I would like to say, look, we're Tottenham, we should be fighting for Europe, we should do this, we should do that. The reality is we lose every week. So
no, that's fine. I'm just saying it's not like if we get a draw, I'm not going to sit here and say what an amazing result.
It's not mainly on Fulham why I'm saying this. It's on us and how we've been. That's the issue here. So when I say it's a tall order because of how we've been. Even when Spurs have been in better moments, we found it hard at Fulham and Craven Cottage.
Right. So that's my point. Like going to Fulham, it's not necessarily Fulham are going to beat us. It's probably we're not going to do enough to get anything out of it.
Yeah, and they sit kind of like mid-table in terms of the home form, so they're clearly beatable. But you got to look at the whole picture, not just how good Fulham are, how bad Fulham are, but how bad we are and how bad we've been. And
I agree. So, but my point being is you start the stream saying, "Ugh, Fulham." I'm thinking, "Ugh, it's Tottenham." You know what I mean? It's nothing to do with Fulham.
Yeah, but we are playing Fulham, and
I understand that.
I'd have more hope if we were playing someone else. Depends who it is, obviously, but I don't know. It's a tough game.
Apart from the bottom three, who would you go away from home right now hoping to get a result from? And thinking, yeah, we can do it.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, not many teams. Let me Crystal Palace.
Palace, okay. One team.
Brighton.
You would say Brighton would have a good chance.
I think we've got a better chance against Brighton than we do against Fulham at this moment in time, yeah.
I'll say it's fairly even.
Because Fulham are performing well. Brighton have not. Brighton have been poor for a long time. Game. Yeah, it's true. But, I mean, how many points are Fulham ahead of us? 11? 12?
Something ridiculous.
Right, I think just Fulham is a very difficult game, man. I really do.
Fulham are 37 points, 8 points.
Is that it? 8 points? All right, cool. Closing the gap.
Brighton are 5 points ahead of us.
Yeah. So, it's probably fairly even. I think we could do something at Everton, probably over Fulham. I think we could do something, probably those three teams, Brighton, Everton and Palace. Everyone else, I think, is a tall order, to be honest. But that's just
we just need a win. We just need to find a win from somewhere. You get a win on Sunday, I think the mood changes and everything changes.
Yeah, absolutely, because we know the other two teams, Forest and West Ham, both got hard games this weekend. So a win is imperative this weekend. But look, we'll get into the preview and all that kind of stuff tomorrow. Let's start off with a Tottenham update. And Igor Tudor actually did his press conference today, and he has confirmed that Kevin Danso and Pedro Porro are back available for the game this weekend. Mickey van der Ven had a small issue with his finger, but he's going to be fine, apparently.
According to Ali Gold, he misspoke. He meant toe, but he said finger.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But that's what Ali Gold says. But he says small issue with his little toe, but he's fine.
Yeah.
Famous last words.
Yeah, tell me about it. He also said that this is the biggest short-term assignment he's ever had. And yeah, it's a difficult task getting this Tottenham team up for it.
He was asked, "Is this is it harder than you expected?" And he looked at the report. He's like, "Yeah, I think you could say that. You could say so."
First press conference, he said, "100% we're staying up." Now he's saying it's the hardest job he's ever had.
This might be a bit more difficult than I thought. Deary me. Great news about Danso and Porro. He was asked, are they going to be available? Are they playing? He said they're available, but he said, we've got to see what condition they're in, if they're ready to start and all this kind of stuff. So he didn't want to commit to them starting the game. But obviously we're hoping that, if they're available, they come straight into the team. They're obviously badly needed. Two positions that we are very, very short on at the moment. So definitely hoping that they are fit enough to come in. They came into training yesterday, so they've had a few days training come on Sunday. So that's going to be crucial if they're in the team. But yeah, he didn't want to commit to them being available. He also had his say on the Van der Ven video. He said he was accused of, Van der Ven was accused of not listening to Igor. He said, what did you think of that? Is it hard to get these players to listen to you and stuff like that? He said the video didn't represent what actually happened. He said he was talking to the whole defence, not just Mickey. And then when he was speaking to Mickey specifically, he did come over and he did listen to him. So he says the video didn't represent, or the caption didn't represent what was happening in the video. Yeah,
he also called Mickey the model professional as well. So I think it's good he cleared it up, to be honest. It's good he cleared it up because a lot of people were, talking about it a lot after the game and going into the next few days. And yeah, I guess that's cleared up and put to bed. But yeah, I like the way he speaks, to be fair. I really do like the way he speaks. He fills me with a lot more optimism and hope than Thomas Frank did in the press conferences.
Definitely. Frank will probably be saying now, we're probably going to lose a lot more games. And look, a year in the Championship, teams
Frank would not be saying that. Frank would say, really, kind of underwhelmingly, and you just won't believe and say, yeah, we're going to get better. We're on the cusp, We've had 7 good games in a row.
You saw those positive traits against Arsenal equalised. You saw it right there. So it's another game we showed positivity.
And he's like, we didn't get exactly what we deserved.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Anyway, so yeah, good stuff from Igor Tudor's press conference. Let's talk about Luka Vuskovic, because this is an interesting one. We heard a couple of months back that Luka Vuskovic could be staying at Hamburg next season because he wants to play with his brother and everything like that. However, the Hamburg director, Klaus Costa, says there is no chance Luka Vuskovic will stay at the club next season. The actual quote says, contractually, there's no chance he'll stay. It's a pure loan. We have no way to tie Luka to Hamburg long term.
So is he saying that there's no chance we get him permanently, or is he saying there's no chance he'll stay for another year?
I think that he's saying, long term suggests permanent, doesn't it? So I think he's saying that. But I don't think this is saying that he can't go back there next year on loan. I don't think that's saying that. And the way the kind of aggregator, whoever it was, I can't remember who it was, kind of has said there is no chance Vuskovic will stay at the club next season, I think it's kind of been misaggregated a little bit.
Aggregators misinterpreting a headline? No chance, surely not. Never seen the like. So I think we all knew he ain't going to sign for Hamburg permanently. I don't think there's any chance of that happening. But next season, I wouldn't rule it out. But then again, we might need him next season. I don't know if we're in the Championship, what that means for him as well, whether he's willing to stay here. But
I want to see him come back next season. I want to see him come
back as well, yeah. I want to see him get a go. To be fair, we said this season, let's give him a pre-season, see how he does, and then make the decision. And then he had a great pre-season, then we made the decision to let him out anyway. But
the reality is, though, if we do go down, he's above us.
True, yeah.
There's no chance he comes back if we go down.
What do you mean?
If we go down, I don't think he comes back.
He'll have to. because he can play every week. If we force him to come back, he's our player. We do what he wants.
I don't think so. I think if we go down, I think we're going to be forced to sell him.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we
We'll
will.
be forced to sell everyone else.
No, I think we're going to be forced to sell him as well.
Why?
Because of the financial difficulties that we're going to be in. He's going to be one of the high stakes player in the squad.
Yeah, but he's in terms of his wage, he ain't on.
It's not about wages though. It's about getting all the money that you can with the disparity in terms
We're
of
not
the
going to sell
finances.
everyone.
We're going to sell a lot of people. Yeah, I don't think you understand how dire the finances are going to be.
I'm not saying we're not going to sell a lot of people. I'm saying
We're going to
keep
sell
some people around.
They're saying that the high value under 21 stars that we're going to have to sell as well.
So who's going to stay?
Who knows, mate?
I think
If we go down, I guarantee you we're going to have to sell Vuskovic.
I think Vuskovic stays.
I think that's wishful thinking.
think
I
he
really
stays.
do. Like the dire straits of the financial situation that we're going to be in is going to be gargantuan. It's going to be crazy. It really is. And people like Vuskovic and potentially even Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore, we might be able to keep, but Vuskovic, with the value that he has, I think we're going to have to sell him. I really do. And anyway, as someone says in the comments, like if we go down, it'll probably force a move anyway.
He might do, but again, he's our player,
Yeah.
and he's still young. Yeah, look, let's not. I don't want to talk about relegation. I mean, let's just pray it doesn't happen. But I think there'll be some players who stick around. They can't all go. We can't sell 25 players.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's 5, it's going to be 5 players who stick around. He might be one of them.
I don't think so. Anyway, we'll see. Let's hope it doesn't come to that, and let's hope this conversation is null and void. But that's the Vuskovic situation. Footy Insider are claiming that Tottenham are keen on signing Crystal Palace goalkeeper Dean Henderson. The 28-year-old will be a direct replacement for Guillermo Vicario, who is growing increasingly likely to leave North London this summer. We've heard of interest of Juventus, heard of interest of Inter Milan. We've seen a decrease in performance from him this season. So I actually asked you yesterday. Maybe they're just watching We Are Tottenham TV and just adding 2 and 2 together. But
Or just making up transfer rumours.
yeah, would you take Dean Henderson?
If we go down, I would. Definitely. I think he's a good keeper. Look, I'm not massively against him. I think in terms of modern day goalkeeping, like what is required, like from a goalkeeper, I don't think he's like the best on the ball, but he's probably might be better than Vicario. I think he's a top shot stopper, very good at penalties as well. I do like him. I think in where we are now, I think it'd be stupid to turn your nose up at Dean Henderson, wouldn't you? I think he's a good keeper. I think in another scenario, I'd be like, probably we could do better. But
Is he the next England number 1? Let's say if Pickford was to retire next week from international football.
well, Pope's ahead of him at the moment,
Pope,
isn't he?
yeah.
Trafford's obviously coming up, and Henderson's probably better than him at the moment. I think he's done really well at Palace. He's proven he's a good level Premier League goalkeeper, but I don't know if he's a top 6 keeper. But then again, we're not a top 6 team at the moment.
Exactly.
So, but then is that should you only be striving to do that? Or do you want someone at the moment in the interim while we're at the level we're at, and then ship him out in a few years? So I think
If you're
he
not
wouldn't be
top
my
6,
first choice.
if you're not a top 6 club, can you sign top 6 players?
You can try.
You can try, but can you?
If your scouting's good,
Yeah.
then yeah. Well, our scouting's not good.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I like Dean Henderson, I really do. I think he is probably better than some of the targets that we spoke. Like right here, right now, I think he's better than a Verbruggen, but I think Verbruggen has a lot higher ceiling than someone like a Dean Henderson. There's that Svilar guy from Italy. I don't really know too much about him, but apparently he's doing very well in Italy, and he looks like maybe a better candidate. But I wouldn't be totally against Dean Henderson. I think he's been a lot better than Vicario this season.
This season for sure. Well, maybe last season, obviously when he saved it in the final, didn't he? The penalty.
Yeah.
He's a really good keeper, but I think there's a reason why he's never really. I don't think any of the big clubs are going near him.
What big? I mean,
Newcastle, when
he'd probably get in the Chelsea team right now.
Let's see if Chelsea go for him.
Yeah, Chelsea are probably going to go for someone like Maignan or someone like that, some top keeper. Because that's what they would have done under Roman Abramovich. Now I don't know what they'll do. To be fair to Chelsea, I think their keeper's actually had a pretty decent season. He's actually had probably his best season for a while. But
it's just another signing that probably smacks of a lack of imagination, but I think he'll probably do a job.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Would you guys take Dean Henderson in goal for Spurs next season? I think he's an upgrade. Look, I think he's an upgrade on what we got, but he's not the be-all and end-all. I think it's safe to say that.
I think he's similar level at both of their very best to Vicario. I think right now Vicario's in a very bad moment, and Henderson's playing a lot better than him. But I think if I'm looking at them both at their best, I think they're probably similar level.
Yeah, that's fine, but I think where Vicario kind of is really weak is obviously on the ball, but again, as well, where he's really weak is his ability to get bullied at times and his physical profile, and I think Henderson is a lot better in that aspect, in both those aspects.
Fair.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about the Champions League last night, people, because there was obviously implications for Tottenham where now we can only play one of Atletico Madrid or Galatasaray.
What a game that was.
Galatasaray game was incredible. Like, we were actually talking about this yesterday, weren't we? We were saying, you know what, if Juventus get a goal back early, you know, that tie could change quite quickly. They got that goal back quite early, and then they got a sending off for Lloyd Kelly. First of all, one of the most disgraceful sending offs I've ever seen. Like, seriously, how is he getting sent off there?
It's ridiculous. Where is he supposed to go? He can't float in midair, can he? He jumps for a header and he lands. Is unlucky he lands on the Galatasaray player. But how the VAR has gone back to that and given a red card, I think is absolute brainless. It just shows a lack of kind of knowledge of, you know, playing the game on the pitch. Like, what is he supposed to do? He's not a drone. He can't direct where he lands. He can jump and then he lands where he lands. It's not his fault. It's not like he stuck his leg out either. It's more the Galatasaray player went under him more than anything else. So desperately unlucky. I thought the referee made a horrible, horrible decision.
Yeah.
I think the VAR should have looked at it and then
he's cost them the tie.
It.
He's cost them the tie, the referee alone, because Juventus were brilliant. They played Galatasaray off the park even with 10 men. I feel like that sending off really galvanised them as well, and you know, Yildiz at the heart of things, and Locatelli really at the heart of things. Locatelli in recent weeks has just been fantastic for Juventus, and they go 3-0 up. They take it to extra time. Locatelli goes off and it all kind of just fell apart, didn't it, for Juventus?
He missed that big chance, right?
Yeah.
Extra time. Zhugov, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And when they missed
a couple of chances in normal time as well.
And then Osimhen gets the dagger and they get the goal. But look, watching that game, you know, if we're looking at it objectively, in both legs, Juventus had a man sent off. And Gala really benefited from that.
Yeah.
In the first leg, I think Juve were winning 2-1. They get a man sent off and it goes 5-2. They crumble. Second leg, even with 10 men, they go and win the game in normal time 3-0. And it took Gala a couple of late goals in extra time to win it. So looking at that, Gala are definitely beatable.
Yeah, for sure. Gala are beatable. When I was watching it, I was texting a few. He was saying it's just written in the stars of Spurs to play Juventus in the next leg with the Tudor thing and obviously Moani as well and everything like that. It was just written in the stars, but look, obviously it wasn't. It wasn't meant to be. But yeah, I wouldn't say I fancy our chances against Galatasaray, but I think we can beat them. I would say that.
Probably favourites.
Yeah, I would say.
We wouldn't be against Atletico.
No, I don't fancy our chances against Atletico. I think if we come up against a Simeone team, I don't think we even score over 2 legs. But we just got to hope we get Galatasaray in the next round, because I think that's a good avenue to the quarterfinals. I really do.
Would you rather go Madrid or Istanbul?
Istanbul,
yeah,
for sure.
Istanbul.
For sure. Because you look back at the game at Istanbul last season, we played a very weak team, didn't we? We had a back four of Dragoshin, Davis, Gray and Porro. We had Will Lancashire up top. He got sent off. And they absolutely killed us in the first half, don't get me wrong.
Forster in goal as well.
Yeah, exactly. They killed us in the first half, but we actually, with 10 men, we made a late rally in that second half, and we could have got the game back. So, as much as they've got a lot of good players, Galatasaray, I think we can beat them.
I think if we come away with Galatasaray with either a 1-goal defeat or a draw, I think we beat them at home.
Yeah, I think so. And everyone, it's a lot is made out of going to Galatasaray, but I just don't think it's Like, I think it's been blown out of proportion how hard it is to actually go to Galatasaray and win, or go to Galatasaray and take away a
Well, to be
point.
fair, Juve did crumble there,
Yeah.
5-2, but it's not impossible. You know, once you go the atmosphere, you settle down. I think they're not like some incredible team. They are decent though. They got some good players.
Yeah, they're decent. I'm not saying it's not hard to go there, but like, people talk about it like it's this impossible place to go and there's no chance you can go and win there. Like, it's not that.
No.
It's really not that. So I fancy our chances against Galatasaray. I really do.
Unknown BN says that we have more chance against Atletico than Galatasaray.
Nah, no chance. No chance. There is no chance we go through if we play Atletico. I'm telling you that now.
Well, Bruges gave them a couple of good games.
Well, I mean, in the second game they lost 4-1.
They did, but if you actually watched it, for large parts, it was quite even. And then they took the game way late on. But
I was worried about the prospect of playing Bruges, to be honest. Bruges are a very good side. They've given Barcelona a run for their money this season.
they have. They drew 3-3 at home to Atletico and Barca.
Yeah. So they're a very... Don't underestimate Bruges. They're a very good side.
A lot of people were doing that to Bodo this year, underestimating them.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Bodo are flying. They smashed Inter Milan 5-1 over 2 legs.
Incredible. They were, and some of the goals they're scoring was just so good. Some of the best team goals I've seen this season. Honestly, amazing. And the manager came out after the game and said, "Yeah, it's not our best game." He said, "We can do better. We can do better." Incredible. Their story is mad. But yeah, in terms of the side of the draw, I think where was it? I think the Atletico side is actually a bit easier in terms of the route to anything, if we're looking at that. Obviously, if we get for the Atletico side, you've got kind of... Well, I guess you have to wait and see, but in terms of the teams who went through, Leverkusen, Boda, Newcastle, whereas on the other side, you've got Real Madrid, PSG, Atalanta, as kind of some of the other teams.
Look, the reality is, whatever side of the draw we're, I don't think we're making it past the quarterfinals. So I think it just is what it is. Let's just get as far as we can.
The quarters are playing either Newcastle, PSG, Chelsea, or Barca.
Yeah, I don't think we're beating any of those. I think Galatasaray is probably the last team in the Champions League left that we can beat.
Yeah, probably. You saw Dortmund. They got slaughtered by Atalanta after being 2-0 up.
Yeah. Atalanta we could potentially beat. Potentially. But apart from that...
Come the quarters, it will be April if we do get there. And all of a sudden you do have Kudus back. You do have Bentancur. Well, Bentancur actually can't play in the Champions League, can he?
No.
But you do have Kudus back. You got a few more players back. Bergval will be back. The doggy's back.
Yeah, but the problem I have with that is that because we've got such a limited amount of players right now, we know that when you have such a small roster, you're more susceptible to injuries. So who knows who's going to be out by then? Just
saying, if last season we kind of got players back and we were able to keep most of them back, I guess. Well, Decky got injured and Madison got injured, but I think we were able...
Bergval got injured.
Yeah, we weren't getting like the muscle injuries as like we were earlier in the season. So like Romero, Van der Ven came back and stayed back, albeit we were saving them for the Europa League. But if we can kind of keep them back, maybe we can be better. Tudor can supply some people.
It's a completely different situation, Sim. Like, we had nothing to play for in the Premier League. We rested players every week in the Premier League to put them on ice for the Europa League games. So
yeah, and who knows where we're going to be in April? Maybe we'll have a couple wins under our belt and the pressure will be released.
If
not, then obviously, yeah, the pressure's going to be on, and we won't be able to rest anyone.
I can't see there being a situation by April that we're completely safe. Like last April, we were completely safe by April. We were like 16 points ahead or something. Like, I can't see that being a situation, unfortunately.
Again, you're probably right, but I'm just saying, if that was the situation, we have players back, maybe it's a different scenario. Maybe we actually give these teams a game rather than just rolling over.
Yeah. Hopefully. We'll just have to see how it all pans out. But right now, it's all about just getting to the next round. And I think we need Galatasaray in the next round. If we do, there's a good chance of us getting into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, just take it game by game at the moment as Spurs fans is what we got to do.
Yeah, exactly. So look, that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the news stories that we have brought you today. Super chat.